Hi everyone, Kathy from Kathy's Vegan Kitchen. Welcome back. If you enjoy the recipes, hit that subscribe button. Today we're making a cold green bean and potato salad. Paul and I are headed to a pool party and I was asked to bring a salad. So fresh summer green beans, what else could we want? Okay, so it's multi-steps, but it doesn't take very long. So first things first, when you are cooking, as I eat my green bean, when you are cooking potatoes for a potato salad, you don't have the water hot first. It needs to be salted cold water, and we're going to put the potatoes in there. I am using baby red potatoes. Some of them were bigger. I cut them in half. So the ones that were smaller, or the bigger, I quartered them instead. So I have 1 pound of baby red potatoes. You can use any kind of baby potatoes you want. The yellow ones work fine too. And we're going to put these in the salted water and turn on high. Once it starts to boil, you're going to cook them for 15 minutes and then you have to fork test them to make sure they're tender. Potatoes are different sizes, so if you have tinier ones, you just have to kind of gauge it a little bit. I also have 1 pound of green beans fresh from the garden, and I took the ends off and I put them in bite-sized pieces. The bigger ones probably broke them into 3 little pieces. What we're going to do with that is we're going to blanch these. You could also steam them if you want. I'm going to turn the second pan on high. You need at least a teaspoon of salt in there. You're going to rinse them off so it's not like you're eating the salt. It just helps them to blanch better. And I also have a ice bath that we're going to put them in once they're cooked. It only takes 3 minutes to blanch green beans. That's it, as soon as that water starts boiling. In the meantime, we're going to make the dressing. I'm making my basil lemon dressing. I have a video on that. However, this is the dressing that I use for this salad, so you get to see it again. So I have a 1/2 cup of basil, and it's fresh basil from the garden, and you want to pack it down into your measuring cup so you have a really good packed 1/2 cup. I have a 1/4 cup of sliced almonds. I have 1 1/2 juiced lemons and zested. I have 1 clove of garlic. I have a 1/4 cup of water and a 1/4 cup of white vinegar. And I have 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. Let me just grab something to make sure I get all of that out of there. Gotta have the little spatula. All right, so we're gonna put that into the blender. You could also use a small food processor if you don't have a blender, or just a little cup blender even. Like, if you have one that you make smoothies out of, it's not a lot of dressing, but it goes a long way. And we're gonna put that on and blend her up. The potatoes are boiling, so I started a timer for 15 minutes, and our pan is boiling over here for our green beans. Be very careful when you put them in so you don't burn yourself. And they literally take 3 minutes. They turn super bright green, and then I'm going to dump them into a colander and then immediately transfer them into that ice bath. And then I'll show you the rest of the ingredients. It's been 3 minutes, so we're going to turn the beans off. I'm going to take them over to the colander. I'm going to throw them in the colander real quick just to get the water out of the pan. Make sure it's hot. All that hot water's out of there. And we're going to put them right in an ice bath.
I want to jump in there.
You want to jump in the ice bath? And then you want to make sure...
Cold plunge.
Yeah, cold plunge. You want to make sure that the ice is on top of them, and then we're going to leave those there until those potatoes are done. The potatoes are fork tender, so we're going to drain them in a colander, and I'm going to run cold water on them to speed up the process. Now we're going to take these green beans and we're going to lay them out on a towel or paper towels, because you don't want them wet, because then you're going to get a soggy salad. So you want to dry them off on a towel. Most of the ice is melted. Some, of course, is not. But that's okay because you can just shake the little ice cubes out. Ooh, it's cold. Really good cold, considering it's 110 degrees here. Yeah, I know, right? Okay, so we're gonna dry these off. I'm gonna get another towel. What? Yeah, that cold, remember that with the bucket? Remember that? Yeah. All right, so we're gonna just dry those off. These potatoes are cooled down. And we're gonna throw these in a bowl. What? I know you do. Okay, now we have 2 more steps. Okay, so I'm gonna make some balsamic shallots, which are really, really yummy. And I'm gonna make some toasted raw almonds, but we're gonna make them garlicky. So we're gonna take the small pan, and you want it on low, and you're gonna take a clove of garlic, and you're gonna stick it in that pan. And then we're gonna put a 1/4 cup of raw sliced almonds in here, and about a teaspoon of garlic powder. You don't need any salt. And you have to watch these because they get toasty quickly. You do not need oil in the pan. The natural oils in the nuts keep them from needing oil, and they get greasy if you stick oil in there. It's kind of gross. Then we have a second pan, about medium high. We're gonna take 2 cloves of garlic, and we're gonna put those in the pan. And then
vampires coming here today.
1 shallot, and you slice it thin. If you don't have a shallot, you can use a small red onion. I love shallots though. And we're gonna let those cook for a couple minutes, and then we'll be back, and I'm gonna add a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar to this, and it makes them lovely. And then we'll put the whole salad together. Once the shallots get soft, I'm going to pour in this balsamic vinegar, and it starts to sizzle, and the shallots absorb the balsamic, and it gives them this sweet, they smell so good, sweet taste, and it's fabulous. And let's stir these nuts and see how they're doing. As you can see, they're starting to get brown, which is exactly what we want to happen. I'm going to turn these shallots off. It just takes a couple of minutes. And as you can see, they've turned a light brown color. They're almost like caramelized with that balsamic vinegar. I know they're yum. And then we're just going to wait a minute or 2 for these nuts, and then we're going to put nuts ready to go. Everything's ready to go. So we're going to take these green beans, and we're going to transfer them into the bowl with the potatoes. And Paul was eating the green beans and says, oh, they're so good. We should eat them like that all the time. Then I have a pint of cherry tomatoes, or you can use grape tomatoes cut in half. We're going to take these shallots and add them to the bowl. And then yum. We're going to add the dressing. We're going to toss it all about.
What it's all about.
Now you can add tofu to this. We're taking it to a party where people eat meat, and so I didn't think tofu was going to probably be taken very well. And my dish always disappears first, just saying. And we're going to plate it.
Ooh, look at that juicy.
Oh no. Now, if you don't want to use the nuts, there's alternatives in the recipe, and you don't even have to add these toasted nuts on top. It just makes it crunchy and yummy. And you're going to put the nuts on top. And then Paul is going to actually taste test because we cannot bring something to a party without knowing that it's super yummy before we bring it. So we'll be back.
You ever wonder why they call them green beans?
No.
Maybe because they're green and they have beans in it?
Maybe.
Mmm. Whoa. Wow. The dressing is incredible.
Is that good?
Oh, and the crunch of the almonds?
You think they'll like it?
No, you know what?
What?
There's a bag of Tostitos in there and some salsa. We're bringing that to the pool party. This is staying home.
No, we are.
Yes. Fabulous.
And just stick it in the fridge and let it chill before you take it.
Yum, yum, yum.
Thanks. Bye-bye.